make sure we record this, right? And then I would like to introduce you guys to our CEO, Mr. Mark McKnight. I had the pleasure and privilege to meet him over a Zoom, just like this. In fact, I was in this exact chair when I was actually hunting subliminally in the dark, looking for a relationship that I can build with. I was literally looking for a friend. I was looking for someone honest. I was looking for a company that stood for everything that was right before everything that was money, okay? And I had met several companies. In fact, I'd flown out to 4 of the 9. And I've met CEOs and some really good people, and I've met some really good products, and I met some really good field leaders, but I couldn't see the whole picture together. And I've met some people that I felt like I needed to take a shower after I left, okay? And so a lot of things didn't resonate with me, and it was having a hard time, and I was telling Nick, bro, Globallee, really? What does it mean, and what's it about, and who is this Mark character? And he's like, I really, really think you'll get along with him. I think you guys have something in common. And Nick is the, the matchmaker. Mark and I are, whatever, matchmaker. But ultimately, that's what happened. And so he said, just spend 20 minutes with him and see if it makes sense to you. So he and I got on this conversation, and it went really well. And so I just want to tell you guys that it was an emotional decision for sure to join Globallee in all aspects of righteousness. It was all aspects of purpose and culture and real people. And I can't say enough about this guy. You guys are going to hear it firsthand. You're not going to want to take a shower at the end. You're going to want to call everybody you know, because what we're going to hear tonight is a treat for all that love science, all that love pure products, and all that love this industry. So Mark, please, please, please grace us with your wisdom, your knowledge, your excitement, and where things are going.
Well, thank you so much, Jeremy. Thank you for hosting this call and helping me share some of the great research information on TAKA and ETERNO. You do such a good job of positive leadership. I love listening to you, and I'm so happy to be working with you. As many of you know, Globallee is creating a marketplace around the world where independent brand ambassadors connect happy customers with great products. TAKA is the first great product that we launched, and we have tons of customers who love TAKA. With me, great products always start with great ingredients. Globallee works directly with growers and processors of the healthiest raw materials on the planet. We then take those ingredients in the correct amounts of milligrams and make them into fantastic finished products. And TAKA is exactly that. It's a super healthy energy drink because it has great ingredients. We have antioxidants from superfruits. We have macro minerals like the potassium. We have ionic minerals that can supercharge each cell in your body. But one ingredient is absolutely fascinating to me, and I recently met with some of the scientists who did the original research on this ingredient, and it flat out works. If you're sharing TAKA with somebody and they start to lose weight, there is part of the reason is because of the chromium dinacosystonate that is in TAKA. There were articles published in the Journal of Molecular Nutrition and Food Research and the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine about this unique and special form of chromium. It has a very positive impact on healthy insulin levels, and it helps your body manage glucose levels. The results of the recent assessment published in these journals showed that chromium dinacosystonate had a statistically significant impact on healthy insulin levels versus the placebo. So this chromium appears to be a helper in the body's quest to maintain healthy blood sugar balance. Very simply stated, insulin is secreted by the pancreas in response to increased levels of glucose in the blood. Insulin binds to specialized receptors on the cell surface to initiate the uptake of glucose by those cells. So the muscle and fat cells have energy, and at the same time, this lowers the serum levels of the glucose. So chromium dinacosystonate fits into this structure by enhancing the signaling that results in increased glucose transport into the cell. It is thought that this low molecular weight chromium binding structure activates the insulin signaling, which results in the greater uptake of the glucose. So super important to your metabolism, to anybody who's trying to lose weight, and for the metabolism of glucose to work correctly in your body. And the clinical studies showed that in terms of the percentage change, the positive impact on insulin sensitivity, the placebo had a 2% positive impact. The chromium had a 30% positive impact. So 15 times greater impact than placebo. And the other thing that's just as important as the positive impact is the reduction of the actual insulin levels. And on the placebo, the insulin levels rose by 5%, and on the chromium, they were reduced by 32%. So another significant difference. So I love ingredients, and I love working on products that can have a positive impact on people. And I wanted to share just a little snippet about one of the key ingredients in TAKA, which is chromium dinacosystinate. Now, there's this great guy in Globallee named Mike Hagan. And many months ago, at the very beginning of the company, Mike Hagan met a man in Europe named Martin Rife. And Mike did a fantastic job working with Martin for several months to get Martin on board with Globallee. Martin started to sell TAKA to people and to share TAKA with people, and he had phenomenal results with TAKA. And earlier today, because it's like 3 a.m. where Martin is, I asked him to share his TAKA experience, and then I asked him a little bit about ETERNO, and I want to share that with you now. So listen to me, Martin Rife from Zurich, Switzerland. Martin, thank you so much for being on the call with us. I just loved being with your team last week in Switzerland. You've done such a great job with leadership, and I know I heard many, many stories about TAKA. Martin, please share with us a little bit about what your team has experienced drinking TAKA.
Yes, Mark, thank you very much that you were here. And I have to say we are all excited about the products. And first of all, I want to thank you for these products that you brought to us. We have fantastic results with TAKA. I can't believe that's what we are happening here. For example, myself, I had much more concentration. I couldn't believe when I first took TAKA. I thought, yeah, I tried that, but maybe it's nothing that helps me, because I'm taking supplements for many years, over 20 years. And the first time I took the TAKA, 30 minutes later, I was thinking, hey, I see clear. My head, my brain works better, some more concentration, and I just feel great with TAKA. I don't want to miss a drink. I take 2 or 3 TAKA every day, but we have even much better results with partners from us. For example, I have one person in Germany, Mark. He has had many big problems with digestion. I think digestion is the right word in English. Sorry for my poor English, but he has had this problem for 30 years. With doctors, operations, chirurgy, I don't know what this word, but hospital and everything. And she called me 3 weeks when she started to take TAKA after 3 years, 3 weeks. She called me and she was crying on the phone and told me, Martin, I cannot believe what is happening with me. I feel so much better with this TAKA. My digestion is much better. And this is only one example. Yesterday, a partner from me came to my house, and she says to me, Martin, can it be that I see better with TAKA?
Oh, Martin, I love it. I love it.
He is taking TAKA for 2 weeks now, and today another lady, another partner came to my house because we are working together, and she says to me, hey Martin, can it be that I see better?
Well, I want to...
Hey, I heard this story yesterday. I cannot believe it must be from TAKA. Yes.
I want to say, Martin, that I loved being in Switzerland and hearing those people talk about TAKA. They love it, and I love TAKA. But even more importantly, you called me like 6 or 7 times in one day to tell me the exciting news about ETERNO. Now you've been using ETERNO for like a week and a half, and I'm so excited that you love ETERNO as much as I love ETERNO. So tell us about ETERNO.
Mark, I asked you, what did you put in this product? What kind of drug did you put in that product? Because I don't know what's happening with myself. I take this product now for 6 days. And after 3 days, I was thinking, I am flying. I have so much energy. I feel just great. And, I have been working out for I think 40 years now, but I was never that strong like now. After 6 days, I can't believe it's just, it's just amazing. Thank you so much for this product, Mark.
Well, thank you all for listening to that. Martin is such a great individual. I was in Switzerland last week with Lamia. There were 100 people there on Saturday for business training, and another 100 people there on Sunday for product training. And I was just blown away by how many people came up to the front of the room to talk about their positive experiences with these products. And so what brings me joy in my career is working on products that customers love. And I firmly believe is that we all work together to build the Globallee business, that continuing to focus on these great ingredients that make great products is the right way to focus, because it's hard work for all of you to go out and build and talk to people and bring them into the business, get them using the products. You want to make sure that the products deliver great results. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is a little bit of Martin's comments on ETERNO. I am fascinated with this product. I'm fascinated with this product because in my 25-year career, I've never had a product that has had as big a positive physiological difference on me. And it's just fascinating for me to study these ingredients and study why is it that I could be feeling the positive things that I'm feeling. And I just wanted to share a couple of those things with you. I've recently done some more research. 2 of the ingredients that I just want to briefly mention tonight are GABA, which is gamma amino butyric acid, and on the zinc and magnesium that are in ETERNO. But these are some studies, one from a journal called Psychoneuroendocrinology, and another from the Journal of Medical Sports Science. And they're both dealing with GABA. One is titled A Modulator of the Anterior Pituitary Hormone Secretion and Hypothalamic and Pituitary Action. And the other is GABA supplementation and growth hormone response. And so it's just fascinating to me. For probably 2 to 3 decades, science has known that GABA plays some sort of a physiological role in the control of the anterior pituitary hormone, growth hormone secretion. And so they've linked that GABA has an impact on that. But what's most interesting, as I read both of the articles together, is that recent research is trying to show how this happens. And remember, that's just one of the key ingredients in ETERNO. And I'll just read a little bit from this abstract. The secretion of growth hormone is regulated through a complex neuroendocrine control system, especially by the functional interplay of two hypothalamic hormones, the GH-releasing hormone and somatostatin. These hormones are subject to modulation by a host of neurotransmitters and are the final mediators of endocrine and neural influences for GH secretion. The thing that I bolded was the most interesting new research is the tie between what they're calling ergogenic aid, which is really the ability for something to increase the work performance of your cells or increase the energy of the cells. So how does that play a role in growth hormone secretion? And how does that affected by GABA? And in this study, in the Journal of Medical Sports Science, it concludes that there is a dual action of GABA, one mediated centrally and the other exerted directly at the pituitary level. And so, you know, it's a lot of science. If any of you want to research the stuff, this is the kind of stuff I absolutely love. It's not going to help your business. Jeremy will tell you, follow Jeremy's advice on growing your business, not Mark's science on growing your business. But it's fascinating to me because I feel ETERNO working. I feel when I'm in my 50s, I feel when I work out that I am 20 years younger. And I'm taking ETERNO, I'm working out the next morning, and I feel like I am getting maximum results from this product. I absolutely love it. I have not worked out as long or as hard in the past 20 years as I am right now because of ETERNO. And so I love to read about these ingredients and how they could be having this positive impact. The final study that I'll mention is the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism. And they studied interesting 5-alpha reductase inhibition during, so they did a clamp on testosterone release, and then they inhibited the 5-alpha reductase, and they wanted to see what would happen to growth hormone secretagogue action in healthy older men. So here's the interesting thing. They did the study where the youngest participant was 42, the oldest participant was 79. So bingo, this is talking about me. And they inhibited various parts of, you know, interplay between testosterone, 5-alpha reduction, growth hormone, and they tried to see how it all worked. And the conclusion is this: the present outcomes suggest a 4-part model of GH regulation in men, in which systemic concentrations of endogenous testosterone 5-alpha reductase, along with abdominal visceral fat, determine the selective action of GH secretagogues. Once again, I thought of myself, abdominal visceral fat. Bingo, that's right up my alley. So why is Mark McKnight having such a phenomenal result with this product? I believe it's directly related to what they found in this clinical study, which is when you can reduce or diminish the 5-alpha reductase, which there are other clinical studies showing the zinc and magnesium that are in ETERNO do exactly that, then it can have a positive impact on the secretion of growth hormone. And so I love science. I love ingredients. I've spent my entire career knee-deep in ingredients and the science behind those ingredients, and I believe that for me, ETERNO is the most impactful product that I have ever taken. And I was so excited when Martin called me. Now, Martin is, I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's probably about my age. And he has the exact same experience with this product that I do. So I am just fascinated by ETERNO. I'm fascinated by what it's doing for me, and I'm fascinated by hearing from so many other people about the positive experience that they're having. So I just want to thank you all for being on this call. I want to thank Jeremy for hosting it. I want to remind all of you that we are going to have phenomenal things at the May Spring Expo, May 17th and 18th. So we'd love all of you to come. It is in Dallas, Texas, May 17th and 18th. We have a fantastic leadership time on Friday afternoon from 1 to 5. We have a big expo Friday night that is open for everybody, and then Saturday all day is also open for everybody. So leadership, team leader, senior team leader, Emeralds, Friday afternoon, everybody Friday night, and all day Saturday. Would love to see you there. Thank you, Jeremy. I will turn the call back over to you.
Awesome. Can you guys believe this, our CEO? I mean, here's what's really cool about this company. Thank you, Mark, first of all. And I do believe science sells, okay? I just believe that we don't need to be the scientific regurgitator, okay? But I'll tell you right now, science does make us unique. Science sets us apart. It makes us not a Me Too product. We are no longer a Me Too product or Me Too company. And we have the formulator, the master, the magician, Mr. Mark McKnight, creating these beautiful experiences for us to attain. And I'll just wrap it up with Martin's testimonials. And you guys are, I don't know if you see the chat, but people are starting to fly their testimonials in, and it's emotional. But the thing that makes this cool, think about this, okay? We just heard from a guy in Switzerland, okay? We just heard from a guy in Switzerland, and you know what's neat? I've met Martin. He's a big, tall guy, and he's the biggest, he's giving me hugs and lovins, okay? The language doesn't need to be there. And my point is this company is attracting like-minded, like-emotional people, okay? Doesn't matter the language, doesn't matter what they do for a living, it doesn't matter. We all got the same purpose. We all have the same goals. And so this company really is a Globallee company, and it's global because we all have the same culture. So I'm begging you guys right now, wrap it up, put a big bow around it, and protect our culture. No games, no playgrounds, don't exaggerate. We got something special here, and let's cherish it, keep it good. I'm excited to announce that Kirby is flying over to Australia. They're picking him up tomorrow morning. Australia's on the line right now, even though it's the middle of the night, okay? This is devotion. We have culture. And guess what else happens? Saturday. I want you guys to know, Saturday's supposed to be a big event in your local area, but because we had the expo, we thought it would be infringing upon what really matters of us rubbing shoulders together. So we've put together a panel of 9 trainers for you on Saturday. So I will be putting the flyer together as soon as I get everything figured out. But for Saturday, you guys don't want to miss, be on a Zoom. We're going to do a 3-hour training. There are going to be panelists. There are going to be questions. There are going to be answers. There's going to be slides. It is going to be probably the most dynamic training, so we want to record it so that we can have some content on a recorded forum before we branch back out into the individual markets. Bless Karen Acock's heart. She's up in Canada. Mark's up there right now with her. They're blowing up Canada. So if you guys want anybody to go to that Toronto event Saturday, please, please, please find the flyer, get people invited. This is just the beginning. Love you all. Have a good night.